Hello guys, welcome back to another video. Yes, today it is Blu-ray hunting. Different style Blu-ray hunting this weekend, purely because I've been away all weekend basically. So I've had to film footage as I can out and about. And then, yeah, basically shoehorn it in and do one of these ones. I haven't been able to get out in the car on the weekend. I had a wedding, like we left the house like 8 AM on Saturday morning. The wedding basically started from 11, then 2 hours to get there. And then, yeah, stayed the night, woke up Sunday, came home and was completely hungover and shattered yesterday. And yeah, after driving 2 hours, so I didn't really want to go, back out, of course, in the car. But I did do some footage last week during work. I was in the office on Friday, so I filmed some footage in Cardiff. Now, I did go there last week as well, so there wasn't massive differences in terms of CEX Cardiff. But I did film some cool things, so we'll get into that footage first. So let's see what we can find in Cardiff. Cardiff CEX, then here we go, on my lunchtime today. I don't think I've ever addressed like how different they've changed the layout. As you can see, the Blu-ray bit now in Cardiff is right at the front. You've got like 3 rows, basically 3 lines of rows. So you've got the Blu-ray in this bit here, as you can see either side, and then the other side you've got Blu-rays, and then the 4K being first. So yeah, they've moved it around, better for filming purposes and more room, but also just very bare bones in terms of not much Blu-rays in here because they're so spread out, if that makes sense. But yeah, a little pan of the Blu-ray, the 4K's there, not something much different there than the last time, to be honest. We've got then loads of cover reprints. The Hunt there for £2.50. Next to that we have Happy Feet 2 3D cover reprint, unfortunately. Over here then there's a few more that I filmed. Insidious 2 there, you can see Iron Man, plenty of copies of that, couple of cover reprints. Iron Man 3, it's just mad how they can get away with this. Like, there's so many of them, they should just sell these, I think, disc only, in my opinion. But yeah, Munich there, that's a pretty good one, as well as Malcolm X. That's a £4 Blu-ray. Pretty good one. It looks like a new release with the new age ratings. I mean, new, it's been a couple of years now we've had those age ratings, but still relatively new. 1 hour photo this is Robin Williams, £12. Obviously probably an out of print Blu-ray, but pretty interesting. I've heard good things about this. I didn't pick it up, but I heard some people say this is quite a good film. We've got Snowpiercer, again another one of those cover reprints, that's there for £6, as well as then Shazam Fury of the Gods, again cover reprint. Next to some Superman there, you've got the 5 film collection. Up on the top then we've got Mr. Nice Guy. This is a Jackie Chan film. This is of course a quite recent actually premium collection. I think it's one of the latest and the last premium collection to be released in this format with the box and everything. £6, pretty good price for that one there, as you can see, starring Jackie Chan. Next to that we've got of course Snow White. This is the new remake film, of course, £10 with a slipcover, pretty minty condition, a little bit of scuff shearer there, but not bad in the thick of it, to be honest. Trumbo then, that's there for £3. Next to the Terminator, of course, the first Terminator film there for £6. And then we have then Terminator Rise of the Machines, £8. Really like this film, out of print Blu-ray rather, but it is going to be on 4K very soon. Cannot wait, I'm going to be getting that. I like that one a lot. We then have then When a Stranger Calls there for £10. That's a second site release. And then we have The Woman in the Yard, a relatively new film from this year that I watched pretty recently. A few wrestling things there, as well as some Watchmen, the director's cut. And then this is a pan and shot really of all of the special editions, more expensive things. Nothing really been added in the last week, so pretty much the same as what we saw last time. So some pretty cool things there in Cardiff CEX. Nothing really to write home about, but again, just some footage I did film into some new things. None of the steelbooks were different, and there was no new additions in terms of Marvel stuff that obviously we're looking for, and of course didn't see any of the Disney slipcovers, so yeah, had to very much just bide my time with that one, I suppose. However though, I did in Cardiff, I took this opportunity to go to a charity shop for the first time in Cardiff. I've walked past this charity shop a few times. It's called Oxfam, you know the brand, but Cardiff has never really had a charity shop within it, especially in the centre of Cardiff. I don't know why. There's just no charity shops there. There's no like British Art Foundation. Maybe it's to do with business rates, of course, for like the charity. It's just too much for them to actually pay out, of course, in regulation to open in the stores and all of that, maybe, I'm assuming. So so I did go to Oxfam for the first time, and of course let's take a look at that footage and see what we found in Oxfam. Okay, then here we go, Oxfam. Of course, this is, very unlike Cardiff to have charity shops in there, but, we'll give it the benefit of the doubt. Let's see what it's going to be all about. They've got some books and media there on on the sign outside. So let's get in there. We've got some CDs, as you can see here, as well as some DVDs then. Pretty nice layout here. You've got everything in alphabetical order. They really take care in how they, you know, present things, which is pretty nice. Most charity shops just chuck things on the shelf. Let's just check prices though. We've got Elvis here, of course, Austin Butler film, on DVD, $4.99. Oh my god, honestly, I nearly dropped it. I nearly dropped it. Avatar Way of the Water, this got to be a bit better, isn't it? Surely this has got to be a bit cheaper than $4.99. It's $5.99. It's more expensive. Insane. These are DVDs, by the way. We've got Watchmen. This is like one of these cases, these face cases things. This is a Blu-ray version, and this is $4.99. That's not bad in terms of price, I don't think. $4.99 for that one. We've also got a VHS on then. This comes with a free tape of Pokemon, as you can see. Bit of sun damage on the spine, which is a bit of a shame, but that is there for $9.99. That was. Gone with the Wind is also on the shelf. This is a 4-disc collector's edition on DVD. This is there for $9.99. £2.50 in CEX, that is. Insane price in my opinion. We've got some Harry Potter then on the shelf, of course, the Philosopher's Stone. That is there for $2.99, which again, you'd like to think these are about £1. We've got Home there as well. That is there for $2.99. Yeah, and then Elf, again, common titles really, but all, you know, $2.99. Insane prices really. Book wise, hopefully they're a little bit better, surely. $12.99 for this book, The Art of Storyboards, movie storyboards. Insane. $12.99. And then up here we've got 20,000 Days on Earth starring Nick Cave, the Blu-ray that I could find. $6.99 there. Yeah, very expensive charity shop. And as you can see, I think that is the most expensive charity shop I have ever seen in my life. $12.99 for a book that is used in a charity shop is a bit excessive in my opinion. $9.99 for a DVD collector's edition of Gone with the Wind as well. Screams to me overpaid. I mean, there it is on CEX. But yeah, just seems to me like they're charging ridiculous prices for DVDs that are like £1 each in a CEX, for instance, like Home and Elf and all that. You know, £3 for Harry Potter as well. Like, they just seem to be a bit overpriced in my opinion. So yeah, £7 for one Blu-ray, nothing really to write home about. Won't be rushing back there. But I was always interested in actually going there, of course, because, well, it's just, I've never been there, so yeah. So I actually went for the wedding down West Wales, which is about 2 hours and a bit drive it was. And on the way back, it was perfect for me to stop off in Port Talbot, right on the M4. I've only ever been to Port Talbot, you know, as part of the big video that we did. And I think I went there once before as well. So this is probably my 3rd time. Anyway, not a store that I live local to, but one that I could, you know, stop by on. And it was perfect in terms of the journey, to break up the journey. My other half needed a toilet. It was with the spoons close by. You know, it's right on the M4. It just made a lot of sense and also helped me then to get some footage for the video. And it did stem, actually, 3 pickups, which we will get into, of course, after we go through some of this footage. So let's see what Port Talbot has to offer. What things did they have in CEX Port Talbot? Not so slightly hungover James in Port Talbot. On the way home, just drove 1.5 hours on the way back from my mate's wedding. I've got another hour to go, but I convinced my other half that we're going to stop in Port Talbot. I'll go to CEX, she can go and get a drink, and it all just makes sense. So let's go into CEX and see what we can find in this store. And yeah, let's go and see. Port Talbot then, here we go. Very quiet Sunday morning. It's about 11ish, I think, when I was coming through here and when we stopped off. So yeah, as we get in then, let's take a look. Pretty quiet day. No other charity shops open. 4Ks then, let's take a look first at the 4Ks. Always had a pretty good selection of 4Ks, starting off with Doctor Strange, of course, with the slipcover. We've got some Spider-Verse stuff. We've got the triple pack there at Beverly Hills, £30, not a bad price, £10 a film. Borderlands, £10, needs to be a bit cheaper for me, you know, instead of paying £10. That's surprising that hasn't come down quick enough. Batman, got some animated Batman stuff there, the Long Halloween with a slipcover, £12 for Minecraft. That still stayed at that price for quite a while, to be honest. Prestige is a pretty good find in terms of with a slipcover as well for £12. Pretty good deal. I don't think it has a slip anymore in HMV, so yeah, that is there. We also have there next to that Nosferatu, £22. I'm surprised this is still so expensive because this has been at ages, it feels like. Spider-Man into this Across the Spider-Verse, right, not into, £18 for that sequel, as well as then £12 for the Suicide Squad, the James Gunn Suicide Squad film. And then we've got 2 copies of Brave New World there next to 2 copies of Wayne's World. Great. Down here we've got this box set version of Asteroid City for £22. This is the Junior Stargazer edition. Comes with like art cards and like you know, the nice box and stuff. Really good condition. £22, bit steep, but if you're a fan of the film, really nice. You know, comes with a J card and everything. We've got the triple set then for the 3 seasons of An Idiot Abroad. Of course, starring Ricky Gervais and Carl Pilkington. Sorry. Nice to see 1, 2, 3 lines up on the spines. Yeah, pretty cool. If you're a fan of this, you know, on Sky One, of course, you can get this for £8. Not bad. Next we have then some Sony classics. We've got Stand By Me, £5 on the shelf. And then we have then next to that, then we have some Sirocco, that's starring Humphrey Bogart, £10 on that one. And then Saving Mr. Bank, sorry, for £1. Great, fantastic Disney film. And then an animated film then, Secret Life of Pets 2. I've only ever seen the first one, I think. Tron Legacy's there for £3.50. Next to that, then we have another one of the Sony classics, of course, Taxi Driver, that is there for £5. And then we have some Lady and the Tramp, of course. Looking at the Disney classics now, we've got number 15 there. And we also have their number 32. Different design than the ones I want, but they're there if you want them. Next we have then the Cloverfield box set. Didn't even realise there was 3 Cloverfield films. I knew there was 1 and 2, but I didn't know there was Paradox. So that is news to me. But that is there, as you can see, with a box on the shelf for just £12. Pretty cool for that triple box set on Blu-ray. Up here then we have then the Book Thief in a minty slip cover, as you can see, for just £1. Spot gloss on there. Vaguely remember seeing this in the cinema, starring Jeffrey Rush as well. Pretty good and based on a book as well. We've got Breaking Bad then series 2 with the outer slip box, which is in really good condition. And then we have Baghead then, again another horror movie that came out pretty recently for £4. And then over here then we have a Shudder original release, rather, The Boy Behind the Door for £8. I think that's from 2021. Pretty cool. Yes, and a pretty good store, to be honest. Not bad. Some good things they found. As I say, I did get 3 items, so we'll get into those pickups now. But it was nice to stop off, and it was nice to have that break, of course, break up that, the travelling for us for the wedding. It was well needed. I spent a total £16 in Port Talbot, and we'll get into these right away. A TV show, a film, as well as another film. So 2 films and a TV show. £1, £5 and £10, making a total of 16. The first one being the £1 pickup, of course. I always start lowest to highest. This one was a Christmas film, or is a Christmas film, that I've never really seen much on Blu-ray. Similar to like last week, I think it was last week I bought The Holiday. I just thought I'd grab this now. I'm looking for Christmas films because they are... Well, I might as well get them now, because as soon as we get into the next couple of months, these are going to be expensive and they start going up in price. But I decided to pick up Fred Claus, starring Vince Vaughn, as well as, I think it's Paul Giamatti, is it? Yeah, he's playing Santa Claus. Let me take this sticker off and it will reveal a little bit. Yeah, it is Paul Giamatti. A little bit of damage on the case, but I've got a new one I can use for it. But yeah, Fred Claus. I've never seen this Christmas film, so this will definitely be a first time watch for me this year. And of course, as I say, getting in some Christmas films. Picked up The Holiday recently. I've also picked up the Home Alone 2 film a couple of weeks ago. I think it was last week as well in Newport. So there is the disc inside for Fred Claus. Let's have a quick check of it. I need to check my discs more often, especially from CEX now, because I went to watch Annabelle Creation, the second Annabelle movie. I have it on the shelf, I have the Blu-ray, all of that. I opened up and inside the disc was Annabelle 1, not the second film. So maybe they gave me the wrong one in CEX when I bought it a few months back or whatever. So always check your discs. I've learned the hard way. I have to check a lot of these, to be honest, but we'll check them as we go. But Fred Claus there, as you can see, there's the front with Vince Vaughn on there. Looks a bit like a kid's film. I guess it is rated a PG here. And then on the back then you've got, as you can see, Paul Giamatti as Santa Claus. And then some special features on this one as well. Not seen this film, and as I say, going to be a first time watch for me at Christmas, and it's going to be a good one this year, especially with the baby on the way. So lots to look forward to in December with a new job, and as well as Christmas, as well as the baby. So much happening. So that's the first pickup then for £1. As I say, probably does need a new case. I've got a few there that I'm going to can switch it out to. Yeah, that is the first pickup for £1. On to the next one then. This is £5, and this came in a little box. And I've wanted this for a while. I've seen it on, when I was doing my research about getting these films initially on, Blu-rays, 4Ks and whatnot. I saw this and I thought this would be cool to have in the collection. Obviously, I wouldn't order online because you don't know what condition it's going to come in. But this was in exceptional, fantastic condition. Now, there is some questions to be had about in terms of, it is like cardboard. So will the CEX stickers peel off easy? We will see, but we'll do it on this video. We'll do it all together. But I picked up the director's cut on Blu-ray of Terminator Salvation. But as you can see, in this very cool Terminator-esque, I guess, sculpture case thing. And I thought I'd buy this because I just thought, not really for the Blu-ray. I've got this on 4K, but more so for the, probably just me even take it out of the box, but just this, to put this on the shelf like behind or hang it somehow would be pretty cool. I might be able to do it with some string, to be honest. But this is the actual thing. You've got there the Terminator mask, which it's pretty cool. So yeah, and then yeah, really good detail on there. It is like a plasticky, it's not metal or anything, it is plastic, but it's still pretty cool. It's, you know, it's sculpted well. It's got some divots there around the nose, and it's deep. Yeah, it's really cool, really cool. Inside then, so on the back, you've then got this little thing at the top. If you didn't know, peel that open, and that's just the cover, and then there is your disc inside. So we have a standard Blu-ray disc, of course, for this. It does have a pop on this. You can press it in to pop the disc off. So there it is, Terminator Salvation. I didn't mind this film. It wasn't the best Terminator film, but it does definitely feel like a spin-off, even though it's trying to be part of the main franchise. But there it is. That's why I bought it, just for this. So expect to see this somewhere in the room, maybe in the case or out the case. I'm not too sure. Should I keep it in this box? I don't know. Did come with a lot of leaflets as well, which we'll just put back in there. But this is a special edition, and as you can see, this box is in exceptionally minty condition. It's about the same thickness as a VHS, to be honest. Up the top here, limited edition. T600 limited edition is what it says there on the top, as you can see. And then there's a spine. So pretty cool. But as I say, will the stickers peel off the cardboard? Really good. Let's have a look. This will make the decision if it's going to be in the room, won't it? Basically, if I'm going to keep it in the box, rather. This one peels off. Very good. One down. 50% of the way there. Let's do the bottom one now. Here we go. This was... Oh yeah, by the way, I'm acknowledged. This was a £5. Pretty good price, you know, for it. And as I say, I really just wanted that limited edition case. Awesome. So yeah, it all came off really, really well. As I say, minty. It's like brand new, as you can see. But I just wanted that to be more of a feature somewhere in the room. Yeah, little bit of a fan of Terminator. So that's good. That's good for a £5, and also nice to see that on the shelf and in good condition. The next one is a TV show, and I thought I'd grab this because I've seen this a couple of times in some CEXs. I think there's a couple more seasons of this, like even before they've done a reboot in terms of the Disney one. But I picked up Daredevil season 2. I don't have any of the Daredevil seasons. I think season 1 is definitely on Blu-ray, and funny enough, it's in Cardiff. So when I go to Cardiff, I'm actually going to Cardiff on Tuesday for work. So I'm definitely going to go and try and pick up season 1 of that now, just to have them. But I vaguely think season 1 is in a good condition case. I think it's pretty bad condition. And I've seen this a few times, season 2 and about, and it's always been a cover reprint. So yeah, as I say, trying to get some legacy Marvel stuff, things like Elektra, things like Ghost Rider, all of those, trying to get all the things for Marvel in the collection, and this is one of them. I think the Netflix show, this is based on the Netflix one, of course. I think this did go up to like season 3 or 4, and I know, of course, they've done Disney, the Disney show Born Again, which I've not yet to see, to be honest. So yeah, I want to watch these all again, and more so, if you guys remember, I picked up Agent Carter. I just want to have, you know, the Blu-ray versions of some of these shows. So 10 quid, a little bit pricey, but it is probably an out of printer, so you know, it's not something you're gonna get that cheap. But also, it's you know what I mean, when you have like this like nice feeling Blu-ray, like as if you just opened it from the cellophane. It feels like that. It's very good condition. Inside we get 4 discs. They're all backwards by the looks. Yep, so disc 1 is at the back there, just a blue disc 1. This side then we have disc 2 there, disc 3 on this side, that's upside down, but yeah, you get the gist. Disc 3, and then finally then disc 4, all with Netflix on the disc. Pretty cool. I've never actually had a Netflix series on disc. I don't think. This is my first one, so pretty cool. And then inside then the actual artwork, so that's the artwork piece obviously, which isn't a cover reprint, thank God. But inside you get then a little episode guide, which tells you 4 episodes and the name of the episodes on each disc. Pretty cool. So as I say, you know, in line with Agent Carter, completing that recently, I've now got Daredevil season 2. And actually, what's nice about these, you can see from the front cover, you've got complete series 2 there. Nice artwork on the side. There is the back, as you can see. But on the spine, it does have the complete second season there, as well as then the artwork and character info there. Pretty cool, because Agent Carter follows the same suit, and it has those things there. So it has the complete first season, complete second season, and whatnot. So yeah, expect me to grab that next week. Hopefully it's still in Cardiff when I go there tomorrow now, and I'll pick it up on my lunch and just go and grab it, because yeah, I think it makes sense. If it's I'll inspect it a bit more, but I'm sure it's not a cover reprint. I think I vaguely filmed it on one of the videos. But hopefully it was definitely there when I was doing the footage. I remember don't film it again because I filmed it recently. So yeah, hopefully it's still there. But if not, I've seen season 1 quite a few times out and about. But season 2 very rarely do I see this out and about, so had to get this one. So I've got the right one if it's not there. So that is everything. So we've got Fred claws, of course, for £1. Fantastic. We've got a minty box of Terminator Salvation with the T600 limited edition case. Fantastic. That's going to be a really nice display piece. And then finally, of course, we've got Daredevil Season 2 there, the Netflix show, of course. So that is this week's haul. Port Talbot really did come in awesome. I didn't pick up anything from Cardiff. Ironically, I probably should have picked up the first season of Daredevil now, but we will readdress that when we can. But that is this week's Blu-ray hunting video. Unfortunately, as I say, probably a short one. I just had to make do with what I could this week. I knew this week was always going to be this thing. I mean, this date has been in my calendar for the last year, basically, in terms of the wedding, and of course, being my best mate's groomsman. I also did a speech as well in front of like 70 people, which I was super proud of myself, because I'm not really an outgoing person. I can, if he'd asked me to film a video and put it on the TV, I would have sat there and everyone could have watched me. That would have been fine. But to get up and speak and talk, and I honestly had this piece of paper and I was like shaking. So I just put it down on the seat and it just stopped shaking, and I just fell into it, you know what I mean? So yeah, super proud of my mate getting married. Really fantastic day. The weekend was awesome. The place where we stayed was lovely. Yeah, little cottages and vibes. It was just nice. It was just a nice day, to be honest. So yes, awesome stuff. Back to normal. Next week we're going to be going to Cwmbran. I'm going to be filming 2 Blu-ray hunts next week, because I'm going to be doing one for I'm actually going to be filming 3 next week, because I'm going to be going away to a special place on Wednesday. I'm doing something very special on Wednesday for the day. I'm taking the day off. We're doing one of the on the roads, but it's not going to be released until I'm on maternity, because I can upload that whenever. I'm going to go to 4 brand new CEX stores, so very exciting. But of course, that's not going to be out for probably about a month's time. But either way, I'm making content for, of course, when the baby's going to be here, so I can take a prolonged period off, but also you guys still get videos. So yes, there we go. Thank you so much for watching. Stay tuned for more videos coming soon. As I say, apologies for this week. If you are new here, this is not what normally happens. I go out in the car, I sit in the car, we try weird drinks, and we go to the cinema, and we do all these fancy things. Unfortunately, that's going to be next week's video. So subscribe, hang around, and next week you will see, the normal, I guess, video. I think I've done 150 Blu-ray hunts now, though, so you can go back if you want to watch those. But of course, if you are new here, there's a massive QR code on the screen there. Scan that if you're watching me on your telly. Hello. On the 55-inch or whatever you've got. Hello, everyone. But yeah, scan it on the QR code. Get your phone out. It's easier. You can just press subscribe there and then. Your phone is super easy. And of course, we're on the road to 5,000 subscribers now, which is amazing. So awesome stuff. But anyway, there is this week's pickups. Thanks for watching. As I say, stay tuned for more, and we'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.